This is a very important day in the AFC Fylde Still We Rise series here on YouTube and Football Manager 2020. Today is the FA Trophy final. Fylde, first in the National League, take on Barnet, second in the National League. We shall begin by not focusing on the FA Trophy. We're going to have a look at the National League standings. There is one game to play. It's between Barnet and Aldershot in the playoff final. That is to come in a couple of weeks. However, in terms of the regular league table, AFC Fylde, top of the shops, 110 points, 117 goals scored, just 2 losses, both, strangely, to 16th place Maidenhead. Barnet and Aldershot, second and third. They are the two teams that contest the playoff final. Then they saw off Wrexham, Ebbsfleet, Torquay and Chesterfield to get there. In terms of big clubs, Notts County were probably the biggest surprise of the season. They were expected to finish first, and as you can see, down in 11th, just one place ahead of Jim Bentley's Hartlepool. He took over that job from Dave Challoner earlier this season in the world of Still We Rise, in a case of art imitating life. Jim Gannon's Stockport are 15th. They have survived to live another day in the National League following promotion last season. The three who dropped down to either the National League North or South: Woking, Boreham Wood and FC Halifax. Halifax only 3 points shy of the trio Chorley, Dagenham and Redbridge and Solihull Moors, all ended the season on 43 points. Good to see Chorley survive as well. Obviously in real life Chorley are going down with the Fylde, as it were. Chorley rock bottom of the National League table, and the big frustration is obviously that given that we could have done this with Fylde, we haven't cheated the game, we've played in a tactic that would be seen on a football field. There's no strikerless systems, no exploits. I mean, this is what could have been. You were last with us for the title triumph away at Hartlepool. We won 4-0 at Victoria Park in front of just 72 of our own fans. The big 4-0 victory there, and that saw me parade the National League beautiful trophy around the pitch. We then had 3 fixtures to end the season, and if I'm honest, they felt a little bit after the Lord Mayor's show. We played Ebbsfleet away at Stonebridge Road. Jamie Proctor's opening goal in the first half cancelled out by Tyler Hamilton. He scored with less than 10 minutes to go for a draw. Back at Mill Farm, we welcomed Torquay United, a former Football League side of course, and we scored 3 goals without reply, but only after Jake Andrews got sent off on the 21st minute. Both Muldoon and Burns scoring late goals there to sort of put the shine on the result. And then we had Wrexham. Wrexham are the worst fans I encountered this year at Mill Farm. They were 942 strong to see a pretty rotated side. I blooded a lot of players that were just coming back from injury, including Tom Walker, Dan Bradley, Danny Philliskirk and Mark Yates. They all got minutes alongside young Russell Knowles, our youth academy prospect, plucked from the grey pages of a non-existent youth side. He's our backup right back to give Luke Burke a bit of a break prior to the FA Trophy final. In terms of the FA Trophy, our journey there has been a little bit more difficult than Barnet's, and you'll see why. So we started out with Hemel Hempstead, a game that we did feature on YouTube. That went to a 0-0 draw, and we had to put them away in the replay, where we played a largely stronger side. That goal that we suffered, that we conceded there against Hemel Hempstead, was the last one that we let in the rest of the FA Trophy run. We had clean sheets and wins over Sutton, Weymouth, Ebbsfleet, and the semi-final triumph against Harrogate over 2 legs. That set us up to take on Barnet. And Barnet, now, I'm annoyed with Barnet for two reasons. You'll see why in a second. The first being, they seem to have quite a simple run to the final. They had Poulton, Chelmsford, Chester, which went to a replay, and Gloucester. All of which, I believe, are National League North or South clubs. A benefit not afforded to ourselves. They then, admittedly and impressively, put away Yeovil 4-3 in the away leg to start with, and then took them back home to win 2-1 and progress. Extra time will be played if scores are level, and from then we of course could get to the lottery of a penalty shootout. Now, as mentioned, Barnet are in the playoff final, and I had kind of assumed that, much like in real life last season, Fylde played both games at Wembley. They played the playoff final first, a 3-0 loss to Salford, and then a week later returned to defeat Leyton Orient 1-0 to become FA Trophy winners. For some reason, Football Manager has flipped these around. And first we've got the FA Trophy final, followed by 9 days later, Barnet will face Aldershot in the playoff final. 9 days. That basically means side ain't getting rotated, is it? No, I was hoping that they'd maybe rest a few players, the likes of Josh Walker or Medialito on the wing. No such luck. They will be recovered fully, even if we go through extra time, for Aldershot. It's not helped us out, really. Our starting 11 is pretty much our established team now, with one notable exception. In goal, we have James Montgomery. He's pretty much seen off the challenge of Dan Lavercombe now. Lavercombe, though, impressively, is wanted by Hibernian, so he must have done something right in his fleeting appearances in goal. Solid as you like is Andy Taylor at left back, got a great foot on him for a direct free kick. Then we've got Luke Burke, right back. You know him, you love him. Best fullback in the National League by miles on this game. I did not have anything to do with that. Jameson and Whitmore, they've contributed over 20 goals between them to the cause. Ryan Crosdale has established himself as our defensive midfielder. Lewis Montrose really suffering from injuries and recovering from them. He is on his way out at the end of the season. Dan Bradley comes in for Tom Walker. Brad is in a box-to-box role beside Nick Horton, who's moved across into that advanced playmaker berth that normally would be Tom Walker's. Matty Koslow is on the right wing, but there was a bit of worry that he'd need a fitness test due to his match sharpness, which doesn't look that bad, to be honest. But I am going to give him the first half, and then the second will be for Jack Muldoon, who, following his performance against Chorley in a previous episode, that was episode 22, go back and watch that game of the season. He contributed 3 goals and 3 assists in that one, so you can already tell that we scored 6 goals. He probably deserves to start, but I'm going to give it Kozolo and then bring on Muldoon in the second half. The other two players, Jordan Williams and Jamie Proctor, both have contributed over 20 goals apiece. And so, we are off to Wembley, the bright lights in the big city. We are strong favourites for this one. Following our National League win, when we sort of raised the trophy against Hartlepool, Barnet suffered 2 defeats, the last 2 games of the season. They picked it back up for the semi-final of the playoffs, obviously, thus getting through to face Aldershot in 9 days' time. But they did lose those 2. As you can see, we've taken Chris Porter back on trial. He's trying to prove himself for a contract for next season. Not sure how that's going to pan out just yet. Martin Atkinson is our referee, and if there's one thing I can tell you right now is that there will be bookings. Every time you have a top-level referee come down to the lower leagues, they tend to get a bit card-happy with yellow tickets. So look for that. Barnet will play a flat 4-4-2. Josh Walker, Coulthurst, Elito, all big dangers. Vilhete on the right has got a good boot on him, takes all their penalties. And in goal, Scott Loach, experienced as you like, veteran status, it's going to be difficult to get anything past him, if we're honest. Let's go to our dressing room for the team talk. Right, okay, this annoys me. Every time, so Kenny McKenna is asking me to make sure that the players go out there and win this cup for the supporters. Every time you mention supporters to a group of footballers in a team talk, they are indifferent. They could not care less. And is really sort of speaks to the disconnect between a footballer and a fan. If you need any proof of that, I'm just going to select hand over to assistant, and you'll see what I mean. Not one bit of green. Of course not. Now, there is just one thing that I want to change before we begin, because I'm nervous. The defensive line, we're going to drop slightly, because of the pace they've got from both Coulthurst even, too busy watching the Formula 1, and Josh Walker are rapid on the in attack. So I'm just going to drop those back up a little bit. I'm also going to tell our boys to man mark them. Not sure whether that's going to work or not. That's not helped. Here we go. Edit instructions. You are to mark a specific player. Josh Walker for you. And before anybody says that I should have done this before the game, yes, fine, I probably should have. However, I've just remembered, got a lot on my plate here. We're going to win the FA Trophy. And we've secured promotion before the 2022 Fylde deadline, of which everybody likes to mock. The other one I'm going to change is Burke. Now, Burke's up against Elito on the right, and I want Elito going the other way. So, dribble more, aim crosses at the target man, cross more often. I'm happy with that. So, those are our tactics. We're done. We're now going to go to the tunnel, where we are approached by Tom Wilding from the Kirkham Football paper. Now, Tom is of devious personality, and there is nobody I can imagine better to deal with that sort of character than Kenny McKenna, my assistant. Leave that to you, fella. Here we are, lined up just before the game, meeting the dignitaries, shaking hands, listening to the national anthem. And away we go with a little encouragement shout. Not a demand more shout. Not one of those guys anymore. We encourage our players. Let's see how we start here. Dan Bradley gets a booking. What did I tell you about referees in the National League? Sorry, top level referees coming down to referee in the National League. While I am worried about Coulthurst and Walker, I'm equally worried about Whitmore and Jameson, our two defenders. They seem to have developed a bit of a complex. They remind me of an all-round cricketer. Let's take Stuart Broad, for example. There was a time when he was a great all-rounder for England, really doing the business with both the bat and the ball. And then somebody got in his ear and told him that he was more of a batsman. And he started to appear in the top order, things like that. His batting didn't go well. His bowling suffered as well because he was Billy Big Bollocks thinks that he's a run scorer now. And both Jameson and Whitmore have sort of gone through the same kind of thing, where they're not quite giving their defensive responsibilities as much attention as they should. Having said that, neither of them are the worst trainers at the club. That distinction goes to Mark Yates. Every week I get a message saying that Mark Yates is the worst trainer at the club, but he's never let us down on the pitch, and that's why he's got a position on the bench for this one, just in case anything were to happen. Ideally, I'd like to give him a run out at the end of the game. But that would be at least 2 substitutes. And who knows what we'll need to do before then. It's disappointing that we've not had a highlight, isn't it? I mean, that sort of says that this is going to be a long day. See, even the corners. Oh, Luke Burke's in the book again. His 18th yellow card of the season. No stranger to an official's notebook is Luke Burke. I mean, 18 bookings in the season. That's almost one every other game. And there we go. Andy Taylor has now picked up a bruised ankle. So we'll just keep an eye on him for a second. Loach with the big kick out there. We could do with winning the ball back here. Yeah, I mean, where's the defence? It's Taylor there. He was slow to get out to contest with Vilhete. Proctor hits one wide. It could go either way this game, let's face it. I mean, first versus second in the National League. Barnet are not second by accident. They got 97 points. I'm fairly sure, without looking, that would have secured them top spot in the league quite handily. Unfortunately, though, they came against ourselves, and that was a pointless highlight. It's not working out here, is it? It's quite even in terms of match stats, we have to say. We've got a corner. Can I see a corner? We're dangerous from corners. Have been all season. Could I see one? That'd be nice. Here we go. Corner. Nope. Frustrating, isn't it? And the worst thing is, you've got to sit and listen to me whinge about it. Yeah, Kenny McKenna, make sure they go out there and win his cup, the supporters. No. I'm pleased with how things are going. I sold my soul there for the green. I know full well what that means. Andy Taylor injured. Okay. Right, this is what we're going to do. Taylor's coming off. Neil Byrne is on. Muldoon's on for Kozolo as planned. And we're going to move Carl Jameson, a left back by trade in the real world, into that position. Wait. No, that's not what I want. Give me back my tactics. Tactics, please. Cancel. I just want to check that when I moved Jameson over, Neil Byrne, yeah, he's still marking Cult Thirst, that's fine. Just wanted to check that. No panic whatsoever. We've made 2 substitutions at half time. Just going to encourage the boys once more. And Muldoon straight away. He's coming down the wing. Is that a foul? It's a foul. Get him, butt ref. James Dunn picks up the yellow ticket. And here's the delivery. Now, shortchanged on another highlight. I mean, I haven't changed the setting. But here's Proctor back to Crowsdale. Over the top for Proctor. I mean, running through treacle there. Not going to beat Scott Loach with a team effort like that. It's going to have to be powerful on either side of him. But this is a worry. Barnet just popping it around here. And we've capitalised. We've got the ball. Now let's get it forward. Burke, he's going to now overlap. You see that? Muldoon picks it up. Burke now has just... Hey, is that sending off? It's a red! It's a red! Right. Calm down, everybody. Calm down. In fact, Johnson has also been bumped, hasn't he? Right. So Dunn's off and Johnson's booked. Now Johnson is on their left, which means my right. I mean, it's a bit embarrassing when you're having to listen to this actually worked out in my head. So we're not going to pass the space anymore. We're going to pass to feet. And do you know what? Let's play for some set pieces. We're outnumbering them in that case. Let's go for it. Do you know what? We're going to encourage the boys once more. Was that encourage? A man slip. Nope, can't do anything about that. So we're waiting for the next highlight, almost on the hour here. But we are, obviously, a man to the good. Muldoon. Oh, and there, it's just wide. That was a great opportunity. In terms of clear-cut chances, 0-0. Okay. Well, I suppose that stands to reason. Here we go, corner ball. And it's... What? No. Oh, it was parried. Sorry. Guess I've gone all Gary Neville. Ball in again. It's Vilhete with headed clearance. Now Elito replaced by David Tutonda, who is, I might add, a left back. So they're obviously going for a bit of security down that left side, partnering with Johnson. So they've taken off Josh Walker. And in fact, who have I got marking Colt first now? These are the type of things that a real life manager should probably know, shouldn't he? So he is marking Colt first. Cancel that. So Burn is marking Colt first, which means that Whitmore should be free now. He is not marking anybody. None. So that's good. Let's save that. We're also, while we're here, can I go back? No, I can't. Come on. I also just want to make our third substitution. I'm going to bring on Tom Walker for Dan Bradley. 2 reasons. One is that booking for Bradley, and second of all is that we can move Horton back to his regular position and have Walker as the advanced playmaker. Now, hopefully he should hold up. It was his match sharpness which was the issue. Hopefully a good warm-up has helped him there. Here we go, Walker with the corner. His ball in, it's just over. Oh, that's a sickener. The more this goes on, the more it's set up for Barnet to catch us on the counter-attack. They're now playing a 4-4-1 following the sending off. And we really have bossed possession, bossed attacks. We need to go wide, people. Wide. There we go. Who's offering the option for him? Nobody. This is what I mean about one big ball in behind. And next thing you know, Colt Thirst is the danger. But we seem to be winning the ball back. It's oh no. Great effort by Colt Thirst. Really, with 3 players around him, he popped a shot off, didn't he? That's the danger. I mean, do we double up? Can we have 2 men marking him? I don't think we should be doing that. That's a poor kick out from Loach. Can we take advantage? Last man's got the ball. Oh no. Muldoon. Now see, Barnet are snapping at us here, aren't they? We need this ball back, lads. We seem to be sort of living on the edge here. Oh, that's a free kick to Barnet. Surprised that Jameson didn't go in the book for that one. But Harry Taylor has. He's another guy on the left side for Barnet. Montgomery tips an effort from Sweeney over the top. See, Barnet's corner's not getting the highlight either. Have I broke the game? I may have broke the game. 3 minutes added on, and it is 0-0. Activity on the bench though. Vilhete has come off. And here we go. Oh, it's going to be a corner to Barnet. Are we going to see it? No, we're not. This feels like the end of game highlight, to be honest. Yeah, it does. But Barnet on the charge here. Good tackle by Jameson. Still we play on 35 seconds after the end of the game. Should have been, free kick. Offside. Right, this will be over. Neil Byrne will take his time. We're now a minute over the indicated added time. And they've brought on Alfie Pavey for Colthurst. So, I'm going to have to check again whether we're covered by that. It was Byrne who was marking him. See, I do remember some things. Yeah, man, is he? Ah, see, Mark. Right, where is he? Pavey. Boom. Right. I probably should check who's the best marker out of Byrne and Whitmore, to be honest. I feel like that's something that a real manager would know. So, man marking. Where's marking? 11 for Byrne. That's not brilliant, is it? What about Whitmore? Marking 12. Ah. Right, we're swapping that over. Sorry, people. I hope you didn't have anywhere to go today to find out if we win this trophy. We will become only, I think, the 5th club to retain the FA Trophy if we win. Woking, Kingstonian, Scarborough, Grays Athletic. The other one. Right, so I'm going to take him off marking Alfie Pavey because Whitmore is doing that job. We're not going to make our final change just yet. Yates is a decent penalty taker, I think. Yeah, his finishing's a 10, penalty taking 14. So there we go. So the idea will be, if we are still drawing in the dying embers of the game, he will come on for somebody who will not take a penalty, possibly Carl Jameson. If we survive this long without a recognised left back, we might be able to survive a little bit longer. Fongok with the foul there. Sorry, names are not my forte. Winning football matches is, although this game is flying in the face of that. We just seem to be cancelling each other out. It's like two big teams playing against each other. Of course, when that happens, it doesn't always go the way of a tight game. Just ask Liverpool fans at the Etihad. Oh, there wasn't any. Sorry. No, Muldoon, get back wide, back wide, back wide. Give it wide. No. Scott Loach is not going to be beaten by a shot at him. He is too good for that, and I know he is. I'm a big admirer for a veteran goalkeeper like that. I honestly believe he could play at a higher level. And what's concerning me is that they've taken off their big dangers, but still we're not on top. Hopefully we can get a goal here. Jameson forward. No! A tame effort again! How many times do I have to tell you? You're not going to beat Scott Loach by a pea roller. Now Burns injured. Right, okay. That might change who we take off then for Mark Yates. Right, we're about entering the final couple of minutes here. Let's bring on Yates for Byrne and then move Jameson across. Okay. We've got a couple of minutes of added time to see through, and then it's penalties. Well, here we go. Barnet in the last minute. No. Oh, but Proctor. Can he do anything from there? No. And then Taylor just lofted the ball over. Right, let's see what auto pick gives me on these penalties. Proctor, Williams, Yates, Muldoon, Horton. Where's Tom Walker? No, Walker's better than that. Right, I'm going to put Walker 6th. Yeah. Now, because I've done that, that means that either he will miss a penalty, a crucial one, or it's not even going to get to him. So, can we encourage the boys in a penalty shootout? Yeah. Pavey misses. Oh, great save by James Montgomery. Either side, Proctor. Either side. Goal. Great penalty by Jamie Proctor. Always believed in you, mate. Sweeney steps up. And he scores for Barnet. Drilled home indeed. Jordan Williams. Over 20 goals this season, including penalties, and he sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. Santos, defender. Interesting. And he's saved by Montgomery. We could go 2 goals ahead with Yates, always reliable. No! Screws it wide. Fonguk. He scores. Good penalty, that. Montgomery went the right way. Muldoon. Come on, Jack. Come on, Jack, the lad. He scores. Goalkeeper went the right way. Scott Loach, but not saving it. This is now a big penalty for Tatonda. Substitute for Mehdi Alito. He has a responsibility with his left peg of beating James Montgomery. He beats him. Oh, fires it home. So, I think, do we win if Nick Horton scores? Oh, I've lost count now. I think we do. This is it. And he scores straight down the middle. AFC Fylde. We celebrate again with another trophy. The promotion. The National League title ours. And now we retain the FA trophy. Oh, what a game. I mean, I say that, it was excruciating and boring. But what a finish. Penalties. And I have another trophy in my hands. There we go. Celebrate with those fans that hopefully are left inside Wembley. They've not all rushed out to get the train. I'm sure it's difficult to get back to the northwest from Wembley. But I have in my hands another piece of silverware. We've done the double. The league and now the FA trophy. What a performance. We've done it, people. We have done it. A ticker tape parade. Ah, well played. I am pleased at winning this competition. What a group of players. 2 trophies. Ah, it's magnificent, isn't it? I mean, yes, Dunn was sent off with 40 minutes to go. We're going to gloss over that for the moment. Let's not let that damper our spirits. We won a trophy. Another trophy. And there we have it. Fylde lift the FA trophy. We retain the honour. Ah, fantastic. Man of the match, Elliot Johnson, fair play. Can't not take it that way. Penalty wise, Pavey missed, Santos missed, Yates missed, but still we prevailed. And we celebrate a double. Look at that. AFC Fylde twice on the FA trophy. Tango lifted the National League with Fylde in April and can now add further success to a growing list of honours in an impressive managerial career. Yes, we won the FA trophy. Medals for FA trophy. What does that mean? Do I get one? A total of... Oh, right, okay. To qualify for a medal, a player must play at least 1 match. Well, congratulations. Who only just got one? That's what I'm interested in. Daniel Williams. Oh, you still got it. Russell Knowles is on this. 16 years old. And already he's picked up a valuable medal. Has he? No. Maybe not. Well, he has done. Let's just ignore that for a second. 2 times in a row. There we go. Collingwood Thorpe. Has he got a job yet? Unemployed. That's interesting. I might have to come back to that. We've done it. We are FA Trophy winners. Fantastic. These are halcyon days. Yeah. Do you know what? The most important win of the whole run was that replay against Hemel Hempstead. I imagine what that means. Unbelievable. Fantastic. So, I should say what the next episode is going to be. Now, the next episode, I'm going to wait until I'm going to play past the National League playoff. And then we're going to come back and have a look around what happened in the other leagues, who the playoff winners were, and who's going up with us into Sky Bet League 2. So thank you for joining us. I am beaming. We have collected 2 trophies from such a great season. I mean, we've just done amazing, and we haven't done it with unrealistic players. I mean, if we look at our transfer history, of the ones that we brought in, there's only 3. Jack Muldoon came in for peanuts, really, compared to what he's provided for us. Jovan Malcolms and Daniel Williams are on loan. Young lads. We haven't done it with signing players. We've done it with a system and an approach that is not unlike real life. Certainly for AFC Fylde. It's been a great campaign. So join us for what will be episode 25. That will be released on Friday. So we're sort of trying to do one every 2 days and then another one at the weekend. The one after that will be our corners tutorial, where we have a look at what has really gone right for us and how the hell we've managed to get so many goals out of our defenders. 12 from Whitmore, 11 from Jameson, and I bet if I look at Neil Byrne, he's approaching that as well. 6 goals. Amazing stuff. So, thank you again for being part of this journey. I apologise that this video has gone a bit long. We are FA Trophy winners for the 2nd year in succession.